Hi everybody, it's Diana with StampingWithDi.com, and I want to welcome you to this week's Teach Me Tuesdays. And so I've been wanting to do a masculine card. So I was messing around with this one this morning, and I thought, oh, I'll get a little bit of it stamped ahead of time, and then I boo-booed it. So I'm just gonna stamp it like as we go. Hey sister, so I'm using a few different sets because I'm making like a scene, and a good scene, right? Not a bad scene, but so anyway, so I'm going to flip the phone over so that we can get started. All right, so hold on a second. Do the loop-de-doo. All right, very good. So, a new month and a new week, and so my sister got me watching, I always have to blame my sister. I watch what she wants me to watch. Hi, Stacy. So my sister got me watching Saving Hope, and so I will watch it at night, you know, while like on my tablet in the bed. And oh my gosh, so it ended last night, and I was bawling and bawling and bawling. I was like trying not to make any like noise for like, so my husband wouldn't hear me. But I woke up with this horrible headache, and my eyes are all puffy. So anyways, so I'm only watching funny stuff now when I go to bed. All right, so hi Marcy, hi Candy. So don't forget, we have a new month, so that is a new hostess code. I love when the codes are funny, and this is a funny one. So so don't forget, also, when you place a $50 order before tax and shipping, I talked about this the other day, you actually earn reward points. So for every 50, I have like a charge or a flyer. You can catch that from my blog. And then for every 50 before tax and shipping you order in my store, you get a point. And when you earn, and I call them eggs, like a dozen eggs, because we're out in the boonies and we have chickens and ducks. When you earn a dozen eggs, you get a $35 item for free. So you want to keep track of those. But then when you order 75 before tax and shipping, then I have a little incentive that I do each month. So this month are the Flowers for Every Season gems. And that's these gorgeous, gorgeous, they're like just jade and clear, and there's some frosted ones, and they're very, very cool. You can glue them on your cards. Now they don't come in this old glass jar. They come in a different container, but I just wanted to show you what they were. You can attach them to your cards with glue. They're great in a shaker card. They're just so fun. So that is the incentive for the month of March. And I also have one that I need to announce, and that will be if you order 100 before tax and shipping. But I need to get that figured out, so keep watching for that, okay? All right, so let's get this out of here, and let's get started with the card. So the things that I'm going to be using today are the Soar Confidently stamp set, the Geared Up Garage, the Garden Shed, and then I'm going to be using the Happy Dies. So I'm going to use this this one right here. To me, it reminds me of a cloud. So that's what I'm going to use that way. And then the card is Pool Party. So your card base is Pool Party. And then I have Basic Black as a layer, and Whisper or Basic White as a layer. And then I'm also going to put some Whisper White on the inside of the card. All right, so those are what we're going to be using. So let me get this here. Let me get some paper so we can stamp. All right. So what we're going to do, we are going to make a little scene. And hopefully I won't boo-boo it like I did before. Like I said, I was going to get one stamped ahead of time, so I kind of was ahead of the game. And then I boo-booed it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And there was no time to do another one. So I'm going to stand up here. Lucky you can't see me with my crazy Mickey Mouse leggings. Nothing fits, so I wear leggings practically every day. Okay, so this is going to go on here. I don't want it to be too high up. So we've got our little garden shed. It's a biggie. It's a biggie, biggie, biggie. And I probably should have put it on the Stamparatus, but we're going to cross our fingers that I don't boo-boo it up. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we have our garden shed down here. And then what I want to do is I want to put some clouds in the sky. So that's where I'm using this right here. I want to make sure I don't have anything on my hands because that's such a big stamp. I usually, see, I've got some ink, but I think that's dried. All right, so we have, this is from that happy die. So see, it looks like a cloud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the sky. Put it in the sky, and I have my pool party. Hi, Betsy. I have my pool party pad, and I'm just going to hold this, and I'm just going to get some ink on my blending brush, and I just inked this pad, so it's good and juicy. Now what I'm doing is I'm going up because I want to kind of almost, if there's any lines, I want it to look like a ray. Oh, got to go darker than that. Let me put it back in place. All right, there we go. That's better. I can see that now. So I want it to look like the clouds in the sky. Get that off of there. So see, you can kind of see the clouds coming. So then I'm going to angle it like this and put some more, because the clouds go every which way. Let's see how that looks. Cool. So you don't really know how it's going to go till you pull it away. Get some more ink on there. I love these blending brushes. They are so fun. All right. Cool. So we've got our sky going, and I might put just a little bit here because the sky would be back there as well. All right. So that looks pretty good. So then what I want to do is I want to put our airplane. So we have our cute little airplane. Now we live, Mary, you're not that late. We just barely started. Okay, so we live out in the boonies. So we have lots of fields around us. And even though I'm deaf, I still hear a little bit without my hearing aids. Certain tones I definitely hear more of. And let me tell you, when I'm sleeping at 5 o'clock in the morning and the crop duster plane is flying around, I don't care if you are deaf, you're going to hear it. All right, so now we have our plane up in the sky. But this little guy, excuse me, it's like Easter. So I couldn't decide what color I wanted to come out of the plane. So I tried some different colors. So look at this. So this is the one I boo-booed. So I had some yellow and some green. And then I also did it here with the blue, because then it kind of looked like clouds even with this. And this is that the one from the Geared Garage. But it looks almost like a cloud too. But what I want to do is I think I want him to be putting out some pretty green for Easter. So maybe it's, I don't know, what he's putting out in the sky. But anyways, so I'm going to put this here. So his plane is like shooting out that little bit of green stuff. Maybe it's gonna plant stuff for the children so that the Easter bunnies come. You know what? I don't really know what it's doing. But anyways, but it looked just like stuff that would be coming out of the plane. So anyway, so we've got that. Now we're going to let this dry just a sec. That's why I wanted to do one a little bit earlier, so it would dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to take the inside piece. So this is the inside piece. And I'm just going to put some more clouds on here, just so that there's some on the inside of the card too. So here's my cloud. Get that off of there. Get my pad back and my brush. And we're just going to put some clouds on the inside of the card. And that's just going to allow my front of my card just to dry a little bit more before I start messing with it. So see, I'm going like straight up instead of round because I want it to kind of have like the rays of the clouds. All right, so see, you can see that better now. Let me come down here. Put some here. Cute. And one down here. So clouds are fun. You do so much. You can even add like yellow. Like you could put this here and put some yellow, and then it would look like the sun is coming out. Let me try that. Hang on a minute. I want to put it in the right spot. So I flip this over because I don't want to do it on here. Because if I do a yellow on here, it's just going to pull and then you'd have green. So I'm going to go like this. Make sure that's clean. And I'm going to grab my, let's see, what yellow do I want? I think I want my daffodil. So if it messes up, we're just letting our front dry. All right, so here's my yellow till I decide if I'm going to use daffodil a lot of times. And then maybe I'll make one be daffodil. All right, so we're going to put some yellow coming. So now it's going to look like the sun is coming through the clouds. Let's see, put a little bit here too. So the sun is just kind of shining through the clouds. So see, you can add different colors. Let me lift that up. So see how it looks like the sun is shining through the clouds? So very, very cool. You can also turn those clouds this way. So while we're wasting our time, while that's drying, let me show you another way to use this stencil. Make sure I've got the inside. All right. So I'm going to turn it this way. And we're going to grab, I'm going to close my yellow pad. And I'm going to grab Smoky Slate. And I need to grab a different brush. All right, so now we're going to take this. Now I should probably use a clean one, but I just want to show you what else you can do. Okay, so now we have the cloud going this way. So we're going to grab some Smoky Slate and we're going to rub it like on here. And I inked this one up too, so it's a little bit more splotchy. But I'm not going to do anything with this also. I just want to kind of show you what else you can do. All right, so see? So now it looks like an overcast day. So now you've got like gray skies. It's going to rain maybe. So depending on what color you use and the angle that you use the dye, it gives you a whole different look, right? So now you've got like a rainy day coming because the skies are different, or the skies are not as cheerful looking. So see, just two different ways. The clouds are different directions. But anyways, okay. So that's just to show you a different thing you can do. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this brush with this, so I know that that's the color I used with it. All right, move these out of the way. We're going to flip this over so we've got a nice clean side, and we are going to go back to our card. So this should be plenty dry by now. And I'm going to color with the blends, of course, right? What else would she color with? The day you see me stamp on watercolor paper, you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's not using blends. But I am using the blends today. So let me grab them out of my noisy, rattly tin. But it does keep them in place for the ones that I want to use. All right, so here we've got our little scenery going on. Let's do our trees. So we've got our dark granny apple green, and we're just going to come in here and put a little bit of the dark granny apple. I'm going to put a little bit here on the hat. And what I did do, like when you stamp off like this, sometimes you're like, well, what is that? Now I know what it is, only because I did the card before. So what I usually do, if I stamp something that's not quite on the paper and I can't tell what the heck I'm coloring, I always set either the stamp set box or the stamp or whatever right by, so I can go back and forth. So see, I can see it and I can reference back and I can go, oh, well, those are shovels and that's this and that's that. So anyways, so always just make sure you know what you're coloring, and I'll get that out of the way because I know what I'm coloring. But sometimes you might not know what that is because it's half stamped on the thing. All right, so we have our dark granny apple, and then we'll finish our tree with the light. So this would be a fun, so I told you I was going to do a masculine card. So I'm calling it masculine because it's got a plane in it. But that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be, you know, masculine. I'm going to put some green up there too. You could have a friend that is a pilot and it's a girl. So, but in my mind, this is a masculine card. All right. So then I'm going to grab my dark Mango Melody, and we're going to color this cute little hat on the shed. Wouldn't it be cute to have a shed like this out in your yard? I think would be a lot of fun. All right, we're also going to add a little bit of the mango up here on the plane, because usually the one that is around our house is yellow. All right, and then the light so saffron to finish my hat. And on here on these little whatchamacallits, gardening tools, we'll finish our plane. And I like how you can see the propeller, but you can't see the propeller. Like it's just got like little lines, like you barely can see it, like how it would be for real. There was something on the TV and they were showing the photography, like and the person had taken the picture at the same revolution, or whatever the word would be, I think revolution, as the helicopter, like his flash bulb or aperture or whatever the word would be. I'm not a photographer, I'm a stamper. Was the same as the helicopter blades. So it looked like the helicopter was just hovering. It was so weird. It was just hovering in the air because you couldn't see the blades moving because of the way the picture was. It was cutting off the blade. It was just the weirdest picture. But I love, a friend of mine, Melissa, she's a photographer. My niece is a photographer. And it's amazing what they can do with pictures. I can sometimes barely get my thing to focus sometimes. I'm trying to take pictures of the critters in the backyard and it wants to focus on the tree. And I'm like, no, I want to focus on the brown squirrel. All right, so that was old olive and dark old olive and light old olive. So I didn't want my trees to be identical in color. And then this is the light soft suede. So I'm going to have my tree limbs be the soft suede. And then there's some in here as well. So you can kind of see inside there. Oh, and Toby's going to have a little bit of a fit right now. So we're just going to have to ignore him. He's getting up there, people. My gosh. Bonus days are getting few and far between with the poor old pup. All right. So then I want to take my light soft suede up into the barn as well. So I'm just putting a little bit underneath the rafters. And I haven't colored this yet. Well, I mean, I did for this card, but I mean, the other time I did a Mimeograph Monday one, and we just used color. The ink pad was the color. So you could do the same thing. If you didn't want to color this, just stamp the airplane in a color, stamp the shed in a color, and your clouds, and you wouldn't have to necessarily color it. All right, so then I want to add a little pool party. So you can't have a shabby barn without some pool party on it. So the door is going to be this pretty blue. So this is just a dark pool party. I want to, I always sometimes want to paint my laundry door pool party, but we just painted and I didn't. All right, so then the light pool party to fill it in. My studio is certainly celery. Remember when we had that color? All right, so now I want to do the roof. So this is dark smoky slate. So I'm just, so remember when I colored the kangaroo? So I'm kind of almost doing the same kind of where I'm just making lines. All right, so that looks good. So that was the dark smoky slate. And then I want the light smoky slate to fill it in. Oh, hi Lisa. Hi Mary. I'm so glad that you're liking this card. I love to color, and this stamp set was just screaming to be colored. All right, so now I'm going back up the other direction with the light. And then it just basically is going to have some different colors on it, because that's what would happen, right? As the let me put the light under here. So as the clouds go over the sky, you would have a different variation as the plane goes over. It would cast a shadow. Same with the clouds would cast shadow, the trees. So that's why I didn't color it in all the way, because you would have some light and some dark. All right, so then we're going to go back to our door. I know I'm bopping all over the place. So I want to do my door the same as that little hat. So this is just a dark Mango Melody. And then the light, so saffron. So we've got some fun colors. So this is probably a she shed, just because it's got the hat on there, right? All right, then I want to take my dark gray granite and add this to the shovel. So we've already put some pool party on it. And now we're adding some dark gray granite and some light gray granite. So I love adding those colors together. And it almost, it makes it kind of like a shine, you know, because you've got that, like that tin kind of look. I did the same thing when I colored my, the sunflower card, right? Where we did the jar, the mason jar. So I did the gray, the pool party, and it looked like the water, you know, coming through the glass. So let me scoot it down just a tad here. All right, so then I want to take my light seaside, and we're going to just add a little bit here because you've got this glass on the door. And then, where is my Poppy Parade. So we're going to take a little bit of Poppy Parade, and we're going to do the same thing on the barn or the shed. So it's going to be this Poppy Parade. So this is the dark. So I'm just doing the lines because that wood goes up and down. I'm just doing this straight just so I don't get it on that roof line. And then we can go like that. This is such a cute set. So can you hear Toby walking around? Poor old guy. We don't put him up on the bed anymore at night. He sleeps down in his bed. Because, okay, cool it, cool it. Don't talk about me, he says. But he gets upset if I don't leave him out here when I'm out here. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. So again, this was the dark Poppy Parade. And then we're going to do the light and fill it in. And I'm just going to move this a little bit so I can go around the door. We're filling it in, and you can still see those lines. So it's very cool. When you do those lines, you can see them. It looks like the paint. So that's the little handles of the shovels. We'll go around there. So hopefully you'll like look at this stamp set and think, oh, you know, I don't have to color the whole thing in if I only stamp half of it on my card. But like I said, you could totally just color it with ink and not have to color it in like I am. But you know me. I love to color. I love to color. All right, we got this. We're almost done. Oh, and look what I did. What a dork. What a doofus. All right, where's my color lifter? Because look what I did. I went right out of there. All right, so I'll have to go back a couple times to get that out of there. Okay, so then I want to go to my plane. Now the plane, I'm just going to do, because it's up in the sky, so his wings, I'm just going to do crumb cake. So just the dark crumb cake. And I'm not all the way coloring it in because it's got a lot of lines on it. And then the light crumb cake. Oh, you might have to just refresh, Lisa. I know I have mine, of course it doesn't make any noise when I do the video, but I think if you hit refresh, that also, if you have it be kind of jumbly sometimes, or pixely, refresh might help with your sound. All right. So then I'm just adding that crumb. So that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to go back over here, try to get that red out of there. Okay. Then, okay. So then I have See these little stars? I have these stars. And I was thinking of putting those on there, but those are too big. So I'm not going to. All right. So I'm just going to add a little bit of red on the center of that. In the center of this one. Because I want that star to show, right? I don't want to hide that star. And then I will get my dark smoky slate. Hi, Debbie. And we're just going to touch around here. Now, Debbie, you would know maybe more about these planes since your husband was a pilot. All right. So this will just kind of make that star. So see how that star shines more, a little bit more? Just by me adding a little bit of the dark on the circle around. So see how that pops? That pops off of there. But I don't really want to mess with the star. I don't want to color the star in or anything. Because I want it just to kind of stand alone. All right, so that's that. Let me rattle, rattle, rattle. All right, so here we have these. So let's put our card together. All right, so we have our card. Put our scrap piece of paper down there. And then here's my card base and my basic black. So this is going to go in here. I was back and forth if I was going to use the pool party behind here. Or not pool party. The Poppy Parade. And then I ended up grabbing the black because I think it popped more. Made the colors pop. So let's get it assembled. And she's still using up all her old adhesives. Good golly, Miss Molly. Okay, so we have this right here. It's going to go on there. Scoot it over a little bit. And then that's going to go on our pool party. See how I'm trying to use it up? Cover the whole card. All right. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so then we have the inside. So before I put it in there, I want to make sure I stamp it good. Can you imagine? All right, so my greeting is somewhere on here. All right, so I wasn't for sure what I wanted to do for the inside. So I think I'm going to say soar confidently in your own sky. So I'm going to use the memento, and then we're going to hope that I don't mess it up when I'm stamping it. Where's this piece of paper? So I can make sure. I'll stamp it on that one first. Soar confidently in your own sky. Isn't that such a nice saying? And this stamp set, where is it? So this stamp set, so Garden Shed, which I'm using, and the Soar confidently, I swear, these had to have been drawn by the same person. And they use the same font. So see these fonts go beautifully together? So, you know, they were just calling to each other. Just like the chick, the Hey Birthday Chick, and the, oh my gosh, From All of Us, with the bear and the ostrich and stuff, have the same font. Okay, so let's see. Soar confidently in your own sky. Let's put it down here in case I boo-boo it. So we're going to go soar confidently in your own sky. Ooh, not too bad. So there's that. But what I think I might do is I'm going to clean that splotchy thing. So this is me playing by this, just going, not really having any kind of, all right, so we have this sky going on, but what I also want to do is I want to ink up this splotchy, and we're going to put some of these in the sky too. Because these also, to me, those look like clouds too, don't they? I think they totally do. All right, so on the front, it's green stuff for the children. We haven't decided yet what that plane is dropping out. And on the inside, we're using it as clouds instead. All right, let me make sure I put on the right card. All right, so here we have the inside. So there we go. What do you think? So I didn't put a greeting on the outside. The stamp does have a father greeting. So it does have a happy Father's Day. So you could, you know, there's plenty of room there. You could say happy Father's Day and then, you know, have the inside. So it's totally up to you if you want to put a greeting, you know, on the front of it. But I think it looks kind of cool, you know, just as it is without a greeting. But it's totally up to you, you know. They call the smoke snake oil. Oh, because originally, Lisa, I couldn't decide. So first I had it this color, and then I had it this color, and I didn't want it to look like the plane was polluting, you know, or crashing, heaven forbid, because I wanted it to look like the crop duster that always flies around our house, and it's yellow, and maybe that's what this is, right? Maybe he's crop dusting, because I've never seen anything come, like I never see anything come out of the plane, but I'm sure there is stuff coming out of the plane. And he always gets like so close to the power lines, and it looks like, you know, he's going to hit them. Oh my gosh. But so anyways, so yeah. So I thought that was a kind of a neat little card. Maybe a couple stamp sets that you hadn't looked at. Erin has it for a plane. Oh, so like, and is that what they use to write, like, will you marry me or something like that? But so anyways, but I thought it was fun, you know, because it looked perfect to go with that plane. So maybe those are some stamp sets that you don't have, or you do have and you haven't, you know, put any ink to them. And so maybe this will give you an idea, because I think it looks kind of cool together. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. We will see you tomorrow for my What You Making Wednesdays, and that will be on my YouTube channel. So if you are not a subscriber, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, this little bell thing pops up, and if you click the bell, you have your choice of clicking all, or there's 3 different choices. So I always click all, because I know if I'm subscribing to someone's channel, I want to see all that they put up. If I decide I don't want to see it after it starts, then, you know, you exit out of it. But I want to make the decision, right? So make sure you click that subscribe all, and then you'll know when I go live and upload videos. So, and if there's anything you want to see, always let me know, because I always like to get an idea. So anyways, all right, so I'm gonna say see you later. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.